The Bulgarian grabbed it again and stuck it under the hammer, and while he was still turning it a little, trying to get it just right on the anvil, Pete tripped the hammer and it came down under a full head of steam and hit one of the claws on the hand. The Bulgarian let out a yell as if he'd been shot. He loosened his grip and backed away from the hammer and let the steel tumble down on the floor. Pete stripped off his goggles and brought his two hands up together and jerked them down backwards past his sides and jabbed his thumb in the direction of number 2 furnace. Just roughly that meant, "You'd better give it up, you big ox. Pick it up off the floor and stick it back on the fire." But if you took all the hate and disgust and the cuss words that he packed into them two little motions, you couldn't have got them all in a book. Pete stepped to the wall and threw in the switch, and the big door of number 2 went up to the ceiling, and he still had his back to the machine and his hand on the switch when the long arm shot out and the hand grabbed him in the middle and stuck him into the number 2 furnace. When the hand came out, it was empty, and one of the dames let out a scream that you could have heard in the street. A puff of black smoke and red flame rolled out of number 2, and there was a smell like burning horsehair, and for half a minute maybe the air pumps stopped growling for something to do, and then they started growling again, the same as before. When the factory cops came on the floor, the Bulgarian was standing up on the machine, and his face muscles were tight, and he had his hands on the levers, and you could see that the skin was white on his knuckles. And when he saw the cops coming toward the machine, it started rolling to meet them, and the big arm swung around like a rattlesnake's head, and the hand opened, and the 3 cops came to stop, and then started backing away as fast as they could, and then someone hollered, "The switch! Throw out the switch!" And then one of the cops ran to the master switch on the wall and pulled out the handle, and the big arm dropped down, and the hand came to rest on the floor. The Bulgarian got limp, and he slumped over the levers. They jerked him off his machine, and he made no trouble at all when they put the handcuffs on him and took him away in the wagon. They put the fire out in number 2, and the coroner came and asked questions. And all he found in the furnace was 3 brown dimes and a buckle, and he told me to be at the courthouse at 9 and tell how it happened. If I tell what I saw, they will put Bulgarian Bill in the big house for life. If I tell what I know about the murder, they will think I'm crazy. It's going to be a tough job to tell them. And that's the end.